And we're back, moving officially into the start of our Valentine special. And today's conversation is all about love.
Yes, we have two couples here with us, as promised. Let me introduce you to them. Over to my right, we have a well-known couple, Victor and Deon Miranda. Now, they've been together for 18 years. It was typically a Belize city girl meet Benke man. I just miss it. It is. That's the truth. Yeah, I'm not saying a lie. That's the truth. You know, they've been together for 18 years. They have two sons. And, you know, one of the things that they say make a successful relationship is really about, you know what, going through it hard and really being honest about everything and being outspoken about everything. And that's how they're raising their sons as well. Welcome, Victor and Dionne Miranda. Welcome, guys. And then, of course, I'll get into some more details as I go on, right? Over to my left now, we have Deon and Deanne Robinson, sorry. Deon and Deanne Robinson. These two have been married for 20 years. They have two daughters. And they're kind of nervous, but don't worry, we'll break right into it. I'm not going to know how it lasts that long. 20 years together. Honestly, contrary to the Mirandas, they got married within 8 months. These two got married, I believe, 3 years. One ended up in the US and came back, and just like that they met. And it was love, I believe, at first sight. They met at one of her cousin's house, right? Yeah, we don't have anything, but we're going into much more details. But yeah, I get the full scoop. But they, of course, they've been together 20 years. They have two daughters. Welcome them to the show. Deon and Deanne Robinson. Welcome, guys.
Well, thank you for deciding to be a part of the show today. This is actually one of the shows that I know I look forward to every year. And I always start off by saying thank you for being brave and coming on and sharing your love story. Because one, we don't get to talk about it as publicly as we will now. And two, it's such a great lesson for everyone else who's paying attention. So let me just ask my first question, which is, how did you know that your spouse was someone that you wanted to commit yourself to for the rest of your life? And Vic looks ready to answer.
Well, who wouldn't want to marry somebody as wonderful and beautiful as Dionne? You know, she's such a beautiful personality and beautiful physically as well.
Yeah. Did she do something or say something that you said, you know what, that's going to be my wife?
I think she cast a spell, yeah, she did.
Oh! And Deon, for you?
Yeah.
My mom was disabled, and I knew that anybody who came into my life had to take me and her as a package. And when Victor came into my life, she was in diapers and stuff, and although he didn't do that sort of thing in his culture, he would help me put her on the toilet, help me do stuff with her. And one day she looked at me and she said, "This is the one, and if you not take her, I want to take her."
Oh, shit.
And that was like kind of like the moment, because I finally knew that I had a wonderful person who would take the package, and that was my package, you know. And also, I'm sure that you all know, but I weighed 360 pounds at that time. So a man coming along, picking up this really overweight woman, plus a mother-in-law in diapers and willing to take that was a seller, I think, for me personally.
In terms of the long-distance relationship, Benke and Belize, how did that work?
Well, interestingly enough, he was working at BTL at the time, and the hardship was the fact that we weren't allowed to date. So we were kind of like on the wraps. And I think maybe that's why the relationship had to escalate so fast, because it's like if we were married it was okay, but if we were dating it wasn't. So basically, you know, but we spent a lot of time on the phone. I could tell you that there was one time when we got back then phone bills were pretty high, and let me tell you.
I was hoping that the bills covered your benefits.
Oh, no. Back then it wasn't. And I remember me telling him, I said, well, please, you should install a hotline, you know, the kind that live up and they're there on the other end. because we would be on the phone. I remember, taking showers with the phone on the airs, and so it was built on the phone. So more than physically being able to see each other, because even at work we had to walk past each other like we didn't know each other, and
Had to be hard.
Interesting.
yeah, it was very difficult.
All right. And for Deanne and Deon? How do you know?
How did I know? I figured out after the first date. Like was mentioned, we actually met at a cousin's house here in Belize. Just to see each other, and then I went to live in the States, and she went on vacation. I gave my number to her cousin before I left, and while I was in California, I got a phone call. Well, not actually me. My uncle got the phone call and said some girl called for you. And he's like, "You just got here and a girl called for you already?" I said, "Well, when I get to your house, I'll call back the person." When I called, it was her. So I set up. We called her and we talked and we decided, well, let's meet. And we met, and then after that, well, we spent a couple times together, and it was my birthday coming up, and she took me out on a date.
Wow.
And she paid for it.
Progressive.
Okay.
I know.
She made the first move.
So
And you were okay with this?
I was fine.
Okay.
I was fine with it, and that was the starting point. And then she came back to Belize. I stayed, and we communicated by letters. And right through that, I realized that but this is the person for me. Actually, at that time too, I was looking for a wife.
Okay, wow.
I was looking for somebody to commit to. And then I spent a few more months in New York, and then I came back, and we decided to continue the relationship, and we decided to get married.
Deanne is so acting all shy and
Everybody's
quiet
watching
and nervous.
saying, I would never guess.
Yeah, right?
So tell us your side of the story.
Yeah, well, in addition to that, after meeting at my cousin Luana's house, right, and going through all of that, we, after 3 years of dating, you must know that, it got to be the one. And especially after praying about it and knowing that this person is your life partner, after 3 years, you have to know that during those 3 years and not having problems, and we can see each other, I can see him in the future to be my lifelong partner. Got to know that's the one for me.
What about him stood out so much that when you went on vacation, you said, I'm going to call this guy?
Well, he's different. I mean, just the way his personality and everything, his character and everything, he just is an outgoing person, just loving. Got to know that he's the one.
I was wondering, they said that, they always say that even during that dating period before you guys get married, there are always issues too. Like, you get to know the person more and there are quarrels, all of that. That happened with you guys too within those 3 years? No?
I don't know what's a quarrel.
Wow.
Wow.
Impressive.
Sometimes we might have disagreements,
Okay.
but not, the quarrel that a lot of us are used to will be the shouting and the raising a voice and stuff like that. We don't do that type of stuff.
So what do you do when you disagree?
We talk about it nice and calmly. We talk about it
This is how we are sitting here.
Uh-huh.
We'll sit and we'll discuss.
Okay.
and come to an agreement.
Wow.
We've decided that from before we even got married,
Uh-huh.
that we will not do the normal thing that people do. That most people you hear shout, sleep in different rooms and all that type of thing. No, we decided not to do that.
All right, we're going to have a how-to on that. Yeah, when you're on that show, right? That's some valuable information. And how about you guys? You said wow too, right?
Yeah. No, I must say I'm very intense, and yes, I do. I mean, we don't do the screaming thing at each other, but I mean, because we understand that relationships are built on respect, honesty, and trust. But we confront every issue and we deal with it. And like I said, just like them, we don't go. I mean, we don't have like separate beds. My mom always told me. She says, don't withhold or withdraw anything that you want. So think about yourself. So if like people will say, well, I'm not going to go to bed with him because she says, remember, you're taking that away from you. So you don't do that. But the reality is that I do believe that confrontations are necessary. We have to have the discussions, and sometimes we will have that disagreement where one of us gets angry about it. Victor is very quiet, so he doesn't really talk a lot. Sometimes I would have to say, I am having a fight here and I need some response. You know, because I'm not doing this by myself. You know, because I'll tell you something. I honestly I think that there has to be back and forth sometimes for that. I mean, that
discussion.
And that keeps the excitement alive, because I think that the makeup is awesome too, you know. So I can't tell you that. I would love to be as calm, but honestly, I'm intense. I'm not that way. And he respects that. And but I can tell you that he has a way of letting me know his limit. When he says, Didi, I know zip. Instantly. So that's when I know. That's his code word. So I could be ranting and raving and whatever, and when he does his code word, then I know he's gotten to his limit, and then, you know,
right,
but he allows me the chance. I'm impetuous. I have to say that. I'm not. You know.
We would not expect any less of you.
Okay.
And Vic, what is it like from your end? You know, I think someone like Deon, as most people know, is very outspoken, and I'm sure communicates very often how she feels, what she wants, and then you're in this mix, and it's different, you know?
Yeah, and that is whereby love comes in. You have to learn to understand the other party, be it your child, be it your spouse, whoever it is, because even children will challenge you. And that's whereby that's one thing about, we have been growing together since we're married. You know, like there's certain things that we as a young adult you did not develop yet. Empathy might be one of those that you still have to, as you grow older, you still have to continue developing that. So that is where I take it. Since I'm 19, I've been taking these tests to see who I am and things of that nature. So like, to understand her, then I understand what her personality is. Then I see my personality. I'm the analytical kind of person, you know, quiet, analytical. So basically, while she's talking, I am analyzing what's going on. So at the end of the day, I can bounce back with something, but probably she didn't think about, and then she continues on the topic, and then sometimes she answers herself because I'm just analyzing things, you know. So basically, I'm just giving, how about this? How about that? And then basically, eventually, she answers everything.
But I always tell him, right, all a woman needs is food when she's hungry and sleep when she's tired, and then we're good. But when you engage us when we're hungry, or you engage us when we're sleepy, we will have a meltdown. So I've told him,
saying yes,
you know,
there.
that's all I mean, honestly, when I am cranky, just like a child, Victor's like, you sure you don't want to take a little lie down? And I'm good with that, because when I'm hungry and I'm sleepy, I'm cranky, and that's a reality.
How did you make it complementary? Because what I'm hearing is you have very different personalities.
We are very different. We're different, and that's why I'm saying, like she's a challenger. She will not take a no for an answer, right? She's a go-getter. So I am the analytical type, so I'm listening and listening and listening, and I just want to make sure the direction is the positive direction. That's all I'm doing. So basically, I'm answering her at the same time, but going in the same direction for what's best for both of us.
So you help her with strategizing to be a go-getter, I'd imagine. That works?
Yes. Honestly, we are, I mean, you know, we complete each other, honestly. Like, I am positive of that. I know that I would not be who I am without him. And, you know, like lately I've seen, you know, so much occur, and people at my age passing away and that sort of thing. And I get worried. I'm like, my God, you're my only friend. Who am I going to have? Who I deal with? I mean, like, what will I do? I can't. That is one of the scary things about love, by the way. When you've developed this compatibility and this friendship and this relationship, that you wonder, what am I going to be without the other person? So that is the fear of love for me.
I hear a whole lot of agreeing on this end. And let me start off with the first one I heard. You also said, Deon, that you love the makeup too. That's a good part of the disagreement.
She's the type that when she does get angry, she doesn't speak much.
Oh.
So I will just leave her a little. Get her personal time, and then when she's ready to talk, then we talk. Because every calm person has a storm with them, so you don't want to raise this, you don't want to raise the storm in at all. So you just let them be calm, and everything will play out fine.
You know, I'm sure there's like a learning curve to this too. Like, how do you, maybe in the beginning, the arguments were more intense than they needed to be, or the disagreements were more intense than they needed to be, more drawn out. And then you started to discover, as you said, you know, you learned the code word, you started to realize that she kind of needed to get it all out. What did you guys realize worked best for you?
Was, I can recall it was one time that we got in a discussion, I would say. And I got upset and I raised my voice to her. And she's like, remember you promised me you'd never do that. And well, I apologized then, and thank God that was years ago. I haven't done it since then. Because she keep letting me realize certain things that I promised her I would have never done. And whenever the first time occurs, she reminds me of it, and that's where it stops.
So opposites attract.
Yes, and what I like about him is that when we get into the disagreements and stuff like that, like he said, he would just leave it alone and we discuss, yes, but then he doesn't back and forth and let the argument escalate and that type of thing. So he's a calm person. And then yes, we discuss and then we settle things. Right? So that's a type of
for me growing up as a child, I was
he
never
doesn't like argument.
I was never the type of person that like arguments.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
I saw it growing up, so I decided that when I have a life partner, I'll make my best effort to not have the same thing that I saw when I was growing up. It was difficult to do, but as I go along and I mature more and more, it became easy.
Okay.
You know, interestingly, both of you guys have 2 children. And I'm seeing now more, and I'm seeing now more and more. There are people saying, well, couples who end up getting married, and they're saying, you know what, they don't really want children. Did you guys plan that you wanted to have kids? You know,
Just 2.
Yeah, and just 2.
Yes.
We basically plan our entire life. We plan when we want to have kids. We plan our educational life. We plan our work life. We try to plan every single thing, and it has worked out.
We thought that having a lot of kids, it would make it very hard for us to move around. Like, you know, we like to travel a lot. So having a lot of kids, that would make it hard to travel and then to give them what they need to progress in life, you know. So we settled on 2.
And how did having children
Change the relationship? Yeah.
Well, I think it grew, the love grew more because it's after 5 years of marriage, then that's when we started to have children. So we had enough time, I think, for that long period of honeymoon, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
To get to know each other better and have time for each other. And then when the kids came along, then, you know, of course you have to give the kids some time, but at the same time you can't forget to give the husband time too, you know. But I think it's just, you know, it builds a relationship between me and him. And yeah, it's a stronger bond.
Well, unlike them, we married late. I was already 30 and we had to get the baby machine going. So we didn't have a planning thing here going on. We just knew that we had to, and so we knew that the next one had to come.
3, right?
I wanted 3. And so as soon as the doctor said we were cleared for the second one, we were good again. Yeah, so honestly, we didn't really wait because we didn't have that as a choice. We got married at a later stage. But I believe that children do add quite a bit, but that is one of the challenges that you face as a couple, honestly, is keeping the relationship alive with the children. Because, I mean, you know, I tease about it all the time, but children, they are, you know, coitus interruptus in personified. You know, they know how to know every time you're going to start to kiss and hug. They show up. I don't know. Like, they have an uncanny knack. You know, you walk outside, they're busy playing a video game. Everybody looks good. You go back and boom, they show up. So honestly, I think children are definitely a challenge in keeping the relationship alive because they and there's a lot, but they do add so much to your life. And I believe that is what completes us, is the fact that we look at them and we see the best parts of ourselves in them, right? Because the kids are amazing, and they're so much better than we were as children. You know, because a lot of people look at them and they're like, oh my God, they're not fall far from the tree. And I'm like, you don't know the tree they came from. I was a troublemaker in school. This is normal for me, you know, like, I mean, their grades are good. My mom used to have to beat me for my grades. I mean, you know, they are so much more than we are. And so I realized that being a good parent also, letting a child see love in a home, makes them be stronger and makes them be better at the end of the day. But let me tell you, it is not easy. And I don't judge people who don't want children in a relationship because that's your personal choice. You decide how and what and who you want. I just know personally that we've talked about it before, that our children are the most significant thing that we've ever done in our life. Education, jobs, business, whatever, it does not compare to these kids. So that is my accomplishment.
One of the things we hear very often from couples is, and that's why I asked how the children change the relationship, but it's also sometimes that people get caught up in being mom or dad, and they forget to be wife and husband. Did you have that moment where you're kind of like, okay, I have to balance both of these roles in my life?
Yeah, and because I thought that being a good wife meant that, you know, you cook, you clean, you do all different things. And I think one day Victor sat me down and he said, I just want you to know that I'm a housekeeper that do all of that stuff. So you better ramp up the passion and the action and the whatever and realize that that's what
Remember
I
your
want.
wife first.
And then and with the kids, they want personal time and they want home cooked meals, you know. So I've realized that I've had to figure out how to do, and it's just like in any relationship, in your business, with the two of you, you have to realize we're not going to love everything about each other. There are going to be things that are going to be antagonistic and drive you nuts. But the reality is that once you decide you want that person in your life, you have to figure out how to keep them in your life. Some people think that love is organic. It's not. You have to work on it. You have to put in your energy, even with your parents, even with your mother, your sister, your friends. You can't just think that the friendship is going to last. You have to give that call, treat that person well, do something. Love is not organic, and we seem to think that life just happens. It doesn't happen. It takes strategy, it takes planning, it takes commitment, it takes dedication. It takes a lot, and it takes great support. And that's what Victor is for me, my support.
And
So
to add to that, sorry, to add to that, in marriages, we still have to keep on dating. Take time with
That's what I was
keep
going
on
to ask.
dating.
You still have date
You know, we
night.
have our 8-year-old daughter who, from time to time, would ask, Mommy, Daddy, when are you guys going on another date? You know? So they keep reminding us that, you know, we need to take time for
Take
each
a
other.
break
And
and
yes.
Yeah.
And usually around our anniversary, we would just go somewhere, both of us, leave the kids with grandma and grandpa, and then we go and we
Honeymoon
have our
again.
time.
Honeymoon again.
like Deon said, we keep it alive, keep the marriage alive, right?
I
love
love the
it. I
excitement
love
with which
that.
you said that, because our next game is actually the newlywed game. So you're not newlywed, so we can't call it the
Yes.
newlywed game.
Well, it feels
We'll
that
say,
way.
how much do you remember? So what's happened is we actually asked you questions separately before the show started, and we're gonna see how well your spouse knows you, whether or not they answer the right questions here, right? So, how we feeling about this game? I think there was a liability waiver for divorce. Is that correct? Just say.
It'll just be
Not
a good makeup,
responsible.
that's all.
That's a good makeup. I love it.
Okay, so here are your questions for the wives, right? These are what you're going to answer. I think you have them in front of you, right? Okay. So the first question is
For the guys, for the husbands.
The husband has to answer.
This is the husbands have to answer.
okay. The
Yeah.
husband's answer.
Yeah.
What was your wife? Okay, so this is scored 5 points each. So you know you got to answer first if you want to win the points, right? What was your wife wearing on your first date with her?
A beautiful blue dress.
Okay. Let me see what you got there. And if they don't get it right, then you get an option. It says blue shirt with floral, blue and white
skirt. Of course, you get blue.
Well, I was going to say that's the man thing. They'll see a shirt and skirt as a dress anyway. All right, in fairness, if you guys get it precisely right, you get the point. Tell me what you remember from the first date.
A wild guess, a nice blouse and a jeans pants.
Oh.
Jeans and blouse.
Okay, so producer, you can help me out here. Okay, both get the scores.
all right.
Okay. All right. Would your wife say that you're the type of person who likes to try new things or would rather leave well enough alone?
Me try new things.
That should be easy.
Try new things.
Uh-huh.
I would say the same. Try new things.
Try new things.
I could have answered
Yeah,
those for
not
you.
true.
Yeah, you go.
Yes, I agree. Question number 3. Finish this sentence. The last gift I gave my wife was.
Bouquet of flowers.
Let's see.
Anything else?
A cake.
Oh, flowers,
flowers
and
and cake.
I call it the get beautiful table, okay?
They get
Beautiful table.
Oh, man.
Wow. A chest of drawers and makeup.
Good
Oh,
gift givers
nice.
over here.
Yeah. Question number 4. If your wife could spend a day in the life of someone else, who would it be? If your wife could spend a day in the life of someone else, who would it be?
That person's gonna be dead? She always says her mother, right? She always says her mother, but her mother already
Yeah.
passed away. So I want to know the.
It can be either one.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be
her
anyone,
mother
yes.
then.
No, I wouldn't want to be in the life of her. I want to because I wouldn't want to be her. I want to spend a day with her. Remember?
Okay,
And who did you put?
Wayne Dyer.
Wayne.
Okay.
I love Wayne Dyer. He's a motivational
On
speaker.
this
Yeah, I love
side,
I'm lost for words.
Oh,
let's just take a wild guess here.
I can't think of who.
We're gonna run out of time soon.
I'll just say her mother too.
Her mother.
nobody.
Nobody. What do we, okay. The producer's keeping the score.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna bother
exactly.
with that, right? Okay. What is the one thing that your wife would like to change about herself?
Wow.
Ooh. Look deep in her eyes for the answers. That's what you need to do. And the apology if you get it wrong.
Is that what you're afraid about?
It's not what you want to change. It's what you think she wants to change.
Wow, that's a tough one. But I would go with the bachate.
And your answer is.
Lower my intensity.
Oh, wow. Lower your intensity and?
Learn to relax more.
Okay. Kudos to you guys. Yeah. I thought you said you were bad at this game.
Yeah, exactly. That was good. Yeah.
On this side.
What's the question again?
What would your let's be very clear what we're asking
One
here.
thing.
The one thing that your wife
Wife would like to change about herself.
Get more in shape. Well, that's what she's working out hard right now. So
being more outgoing. Okay, good. So we got more games to go where you can earn more points. And this is all in just having fun for today. All right, any of those answers surprise you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I knew Wayne there, but that's why I went with the first choice.
Yeah.
And she answered with her. The one when she's in massage table, she's listening to him, all the time.
You should try that, Marlyn, when you go do your massages.
Okay. Any of the answers surprise you?
no. The one that was nobody. I knew it was. I figured it was
Yeah.
nobody, but
yeah,
and I
That was
didn't want
pretty
an
on
answer,
point.
so.
Yeah. That was pretty on point that you knew that
And
she
the
didn't want to be
outgoing
anybody
part, yeah, that she's.
Where's the
I'm the
scores at,
outgoing one.
Steph?
So.
Oh, they're up.
You can talk.
You can
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
So who's leading?
The
Mirandas.
Chamberlain, yeah.
Okay, good. So we got to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we'll continue our conversation for this Valentine special. So please stay tuned. We need some music in here, Steph.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Yeah. Yeah. Standing around just waiting, looking at the rainbow, blue skies past my head as I'm yawning, trees smiling as the wind blow, everything in my world feels happy. You made my whole life evolve, don't mind writing songs that sound sappy, 'cause we got that bomb-ass love, oh, oh, oh. We got the bomb-ass love, oh, oh, oh. We got the bomb-ass love, oh, oh, oh. We got the bomb-ass love, oh, oh, oh. 'Cause we got the bomb-ass love, oh yeah. We got the bomb-ass love, we got the bomb-ass love. We got the bomb-ass love, yeah. Having your love is amazing. You made my heart smile. Butterflies move around while we're touching. Please hold me for a long while. Everything in my world feels happy. You are a blessing from above. Don't mind writing songs that sound sappy. Why? 'Cause we got the bomb-ass love, oh, oh, oh. 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 'Cause we got the bomb-ass love, yeah. We got the bomb-ass love, we got the bomb-ass love, yeah. We got the bomb-ass love, yeah. 'Cause we got the bomb-ass love, yeah. We got the bomb-ass love. We got the bomb-ass love, yeah. We got the bomb-ass love. We got the bomb-ass love. We got the bomb-ass love, love, love. We got the bomb-ass, we got the bomb-ass, we got the bomb-ass love. Yeah. 'Cause we got the bomb-ass love, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And nobody does it like Marilyn Manson. Of course, that is her newest song. The video is now out
Yes.
for this song.
Yeah.
Go
On
to
YouTube.
YouTube and find it. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. Bomb-ass love, right? It's amazing. I know she just recently shot the video, and the concept is good, guys. You need to go out and check it out.
Marilyn, thank you so much for coming in. Can I just say now you've added 2 songs perfect for the Valentine's Day. For those who are just in love, they'll sing Bomb-ass Love. And for those who want to spice things up, they'll be singing
Loving Me
This Way. Still one of my favorites, by the way.
I agree.
Yeah, that's Marilyn Manson. Very proud of her. Remember, go and find the newest video so that you can sing it all day on this day of love.
Yes.
All right, so we're moving back into our conversation at this time. And we're moving into round 2 of
the newlywed game.
or the how much do you remember game.
This time it will be the wives that will be answering the questions
Yes.
as opposed to the men.
be
Let's
as good
see
as
how
you guys
well they know
were.
their husbands. Right? So the first question, if your husband could have a different job, wives, what would it be?
I know that he was doing some studies in to be an electrician. Didn't follow it up, so probably I would say electrician.
Electrician.
And your answer is, Deon.
That's the first question, right?
Yes, that is the first question.
Nah, it's to
Oh,
have my own business.
have your own business. Okay, over on this side. You got some extra time to think just now.
Yeah, but I'm like, I think that he is in love with what he's doing right now. So I would, the only thing that I know that he would, I don't know, like something with football, being a football coach or working with Messi, or I don't know, something like that. Because I don't know. I think he loves his job. Oh, you forgot that one? But I know that that's the only that I know he said he'd ever want to do, you know, is to coach football.
Wow.
Clearly you're a Messi fan.
Yeah.
No, but that's not my answer.
What did you say? A real estate developer.
But you're already doing real estate.
But that's
You are bigger. Okay.
Oh, I never knew that, honestly. Well, good to know. I can help you drive
There
there.
you go. Okay, what is your husband's idea of the perfect weekend?
Sleeping late and hugging up all morning. And staying in bed the whole weekend.
I love it. I love the juice. Yes. We can have chocolate
You missed the massage part.
Yeah.
With the Delma.
And
Yeah.
Jen?
Church and just relaxing for the weekend.
Okay. And Deon, your answer is...
Nice hotel food and love.
These two are influenced with each
Wait,
other.
let me
I
tell
know.
you something. If you haven't gotten a Valentine gift yet, you know exactly what you can pick up now.
Yeah.
Right? Book the weekend
Exactly. Food and love.
escapade. All right, next
All right,
question.
next question. If he could travel anywhere in the world, where would your husband say that he'd go?
Australia.
Australia. That was, she knew that answer. Like I say.
Dum, 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 dum.
There was 2 places.
There was two
The other one,
places.
the one
The
was
other one
Paris.
is Paris. Oh.
Okay, we will. I'm gonna do a rerun because we've done all of the places that I think you want to go really badly. But so I think Positano, Italy, back again.
Italy. Going back to somewhere new.
I think it's
Look
right.
at that face. Wait, no,
Sorry. Peru, okay. No, you want to go to Peru? Okay, sorry. I thought it was with
about
us.
me,
Oh, it
not-
was about you. Sorry.
They said
so you need to mark Peru off that list. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, you know, he wants to do the Peru thing, but none of us are dying to go climb up a mountain high and throw up on the side of the
Which is
mountain.
why you said it's about me.
No, because we what happens is that every 2 years we do a hymn, and his stuff is always grueling to our bodies. We did World Cup for a month. You can imagine how killing that was. Then we have to go Peru and climb.
His eyes light up when he thinks of it. Okay, here's this one. If your husband could meet anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
I have no idea.
That's unfair for me because I already
I
know
know
the
you
answer.
saw the answer. So
But
you
I would have known that because trust me, the only thing he says he wants me to be in my life is to change my butt to Beyonce's, and he would be really happy. So I would have
I
said
think
that.
they're searching for that, you know.
So I would have known that. Trust me.
Nobody. I don't know.
And your answer is
Job.
Patience.
Ooh. Okay. You have to know this one.
What was your husband's first job?
Oh, electrician. That's the first one we had.
All right, yes.
Oh, I'm torn if you were a teacher before you were an electrician. God, he was a teacher. You were at St. John's before you did, or you were at Ramada before? Oh God, I'm confused. See, the thing is that I'm not sure which one. I think it's Ramada first. So, what do you call that? The person who takes care of things that, like, what do you call it? Like
Maintenance?
yeah, like maintenance at with electrical work at like that kind of stuff.
I
at-
love
at-
Vic's
at Princess.
eyes. Your eyes just say
Yeah,
so
so a lot.
much.
Yeah, it was that thing with electrical at Ramada though.
Yeah.
Yeah, his reaction.
He was a teacher. You were all
You're
there. That's what he
there,
was trying to do.
I was a two-jobber then, okay?
Oh, you
Okay.
did too.
I used to teach during the day, at night, I was a technician.
Hard working. We love that. Okay, so that's the end of the newlywed game.
Oh, those women are terrible, man.
I think you lucked out because you got whether it's going to be Valentine or anniversary gift covered. You know exactly what they want. And next vacation.
And you know, what he didn't say, you want villas or you want the
So it's a tie, which means the stakes are higher for the next game.
Yes.
All right, so let's move along with the conversation for a bit. And I love seeing your reactions just now because, you know, there were a few moments where you did look genuinely lost. Like, I should know this, but I don't. How do you keep the relationship alive? Today's theme is love endures. We know quite a bit about what happens. You know, people get divorced, they don't have very strong marriages. What have you done to make your marriage last?
Even in our training and everything that we do, we realize that the sum total of your worth is the people that you hang out with, right? And very early in the marriage, I realized, well, actually, Victor pointed out to me that when I had a lot of single friends who were not in relationships or who were having bad relationships, as a human being, I would absorb their negativity and I would bring it at home. And so one of the things I realized that once you are in a good relationship, you have to be around people in good relationships as well, because we're chameleon-like and we absorb and we release whatever it is that we're absorbing during the daytime or whatever. And so we have to limit our encounters with people who don't value our relationship, or the ones who are jealous of your relationship, because they will try to tell you how stupid you are and try to let you see things that are not occurring. And honestly, you're human. And so that is one of the things that I realized very early in the relationship, is that I needed to not absorb the negativity on the outside and not allow people into that space. And I also, a very good friend of mine told me that men and women are only as good as their options. So you don't really provide options, and that man's night out and that lady's night out. You became a couple for a reason. And no matter where it is that you be with that person, and the minute they don't want you to be with them, that means that something is wrong. So that's one of the things that I think we realize. And no matter how peer pressure hit in, you know, where family members would say, you know, Victor, you're too soft, Deon got your days, and we never gave into that, because those relationships don't last.
I think in the bio that I got from you guys, you called it energy vampires.
Yes,
They
yes.
just suck you dry
and they suck you
try to
dry.
take the energy out of a relationship. I think
Any relationship, and even friendships, you know.
But when it comes to these guys, the Robinsons, I think from their bio they said that they put God in the center of everything they do in their relationship. Talk to us about that, guys.
For us, like mentioned, we pray a lot together. I'm an elder at the church, and I go with basically what the Bible says about what a husband should be and what a wife should be and how you're supposed to treat each other. What I right presently, I'm doing some studies about marriage, because I do a little bit of marriage counseling, and I found that marriage will not last on just love alone. Love normally only lasts marriage only lasts with love basically for 2 years. After that is when the love dies. What would you use? And studies have proven that it's knowledge. You have to know the person that you're with. You have to know your worth as much as the person's worth. And then you have to come with a lot of respect. You have to come with a lot of understanding. And I love what Miss Miranda says is that we don't really hang around with single people because they cannot really give us anything. We're at a different level from where they are. So you need to hang out with a person that will give worth to your life, persons who have meaning. And even marriage couples who are not really, I believe, to standard, they have a lot of quarrel, they have a lot of back and forth going on, the relationship is not good, they're not healthy to hang around with either. So what we do in that aspect is that we try to help them, and by helping them, we're helping ourselves.
One of the important things that I hear is about the influence on your relationship itself. And you talk about friends, but it also comes from family sometimes too. And these external voices can really sometimes resonate in your mind. How did you overcome that? How did you overcome a family member telling you why, no make your wife do that to you, or no make you treat you, tell you where to go, or whatever you hear from people that you genuinely love in your life? How did you learn to block that out, or how important was that?
Well, it was basically communication between me and her. We would say, okay, this is what is happening, this is where the pressure is coming from, be her family side or my family side, and we just talk it out and what's the best way to approach it. And basically we devise something, like we will avoid X, Y, Z because of, such things, just be on the safe side. So basically communication is key there.
So being open with each other, saying everything, being honest about
And he lets me know who is saying what and what, because you have to be aware of what is being said and what is being, but it's not for you to absorb it and take it personally. And you have to also realize that people say things to help or to hurt. And so you have to look at the genuineness of that person and say, are they speaking to help or are they speaking to hurt? Because in life, you're either growing or dying, And so there is no in between. And so there are people, like I mentioned, who aren't happy about your relationship for whatever reason it is. And you have to be able to separate that out of what is actually occurring and realizing what is important to you. If the relationship is important to you, then you have to get rid of the noise, because there will be noise in your workplace, there will be noise in your environment, there will be noise in your friendships. And one of the things that I think came up very early in our relationship was one time I was on the phone and I was telling a friend of how he was ticking me off. This was like very early in the marriage. And right after the phone call, he came to me and he said, the best person for you to talk to when you want something changed is not that person, it's me, because it's my change you want. And I've now practiced that in my workplace as well, because we tend to gossip about people and we talk about you to someone else rather than saying, this is what I would like for you to change. And so we realize that you have to confront issues, but we're so good at evading things and never bringing things to light. And
we don't like having difficult conversations.
And the reality is that we would never share the amazing moments with our spouse or boyfriend or with somebody. You only relate. What you did to me today. So the person on the other side only gets that perspective. He doesn't get the amazing stuff, because none of us runs out and says, what you did today was so wonderful. And so basically every time I come to you, you're tainted. But you're tainted. You never heard the good things. So then your concept of my person that I love is only the bad parts. And so when you give me advice, it's not because you're being bad. It's because you only know the not so great parts. So it's important that whenever anybody tells me anything bad about anybody, I said, and is there anything good? Tell me, what do you love about them? Tell me the other side of that person. And when they find the beauty in someone else, they'll find the beauty in themselves at the end of the day. So then you get that back. But I've found out that whenever negativity is encouraged, or you speak to the wrong person about what you want change, you're never going to get the changes required.
Deanne, have you ever doubted the relationship at any point? Been influenced to, say, maybe question the love or the trust of your husband?
Not at all. I haven't had that. Have you had that?
Not at all. You do have, over the years, you have one and two persons may say something, but from the onset, even with my parents, I let them know that, here what, this is my wife, this is our life. So I will accept some advice, but I will not accept everything that you give to me. And let us work it out. Don't get in my business. This is my and my wife's business, not our business.
And it's important that we focus mainly on the good, instead of focusing on the negative aspects of what may be hurt or anything like that. So we focus on the good.
Because
That's
one of
what
the things
keeps going.
when you start like what was mentioned is that when you start talking about your other partner, or you talk about somebody else, what it does, it gives the marriage perspective a negative effect.
Yeah.
So persons are afraid to get married because, oh, I heard this one say that, I heard that one say that. When marriage is a good thing.
That's right.
So you should try it, Dwayne.
I think we, on the other hand, and it's not people or whatever, but we found out that where we were working was affecting our relationship because of the demands.
Yeah.
And there are times when we allow external stimuli, whether it be the children, whether it be the work or whatever, to become so demanding that it wears down at the relationship. And I think that you always have to ensure, I don't believe in balance because balance is never heard of. It's not like a scale, it's a blend. However, when a workplace becomes so invasive that it takes away from your relationship and doesn't allow you to be the type of family member that you need to be, I believe that you need to also step back and realize, in any environment, you know, I mean, there are times when, you know, you need to give something more. And so what we found out is that by us being able to put certain rules and parameters in place, like, you know, we've put in a rule that we vacation for 6 weeks every year. We do certain things together. We have breakfast together. We do certain things. And I don't allow external stimuli to erode at that. When it has to, I do, but I'm not going to make it a constant that I make outside interference affect our family life.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to, I will tell you that there are things that have affected us from time to time and have made me question, I mean, is this what I want? Do I want to be at home and having my husband getting calls from work all night long and getting out of bed and leaving the home and all of that and not being available? And so those were things that affected me terribly. And I questioned, I mean, this isn't for me and I don't want this. Is this what I want for the rest of my life? And so I can't be, I mean, I'm only human and I have feelings and I understand that things affect me.
Yeah, but what I hear from you very clearly is setting boundaries. Setting boundaries.
We're workaholics.
Setting boundaries. All right, we're going to move into the game. The producer is here. She keeps on telling us there's another game coming up. This guys who are going to, it's going to be the School Us, okay?
Yes.
So, this one is a multiple choice.
Yeah. Multiple choice, and then we have some little short answers. So we're starting with the multiple choice. We have 3 questions for you and options. All right. So the first question: what is most important in a relationship? A, sex. B, love. C, time. D, trust.
Trust.
Trust, yeah.
Trust?
I'll go with trust.
Okay,
I'm gonna say all
across
of the
the
above.
board. Yeah,
But you said most. You said most. You didn't say like,
All of them equal important.
or rank all on it.
Second question: which is the better indicator of a good partnership? Your similarities or your differences?
Differences.
Across the board.
Across the board again.
I think we could dive a bit deeper. Let me just go back because I'm still stuck on the trust as the most important. Anybody wants to share a reason why?
because without trust, you can't have love, you can't have sex, and you can't have what's the next one?
Time.
Time. If I don't trust you, I don't want to spend time with you. If I don't trust you, I can't give you love. And if I don't trust you, I can't have sex with you. I mean, that's it.
Okay. And the differences, why that makes you, why is that better in a partnership?
Because I mean, we all know that everybody is totally different. And if you're similar in every single thing, it's going to get boring.
You better just stand in the mirror and love yourself.
So,
There are some people who
Exactly.
Okay, the most important trait in a partner is A, forgiving, B, loyal, C, respectful, or D, patient.
Patient.
Forgiving, loyal, respectful, or patient. Let's start over here. Deanne.
I want to say all of the above.
That's the most important.
The most important trait:
Read them again.
Forgiving,
loyal, respectful, patient.
I think respect, because with respect it covers a whole lot.
I believe it's loyalty, because if you're loyal, you're going to be respectful, you're going to be all of those other things. So, and that's one of the things that I told Victor when I met him. I said, the only thing I want in my life is somebody who is faithful and loyal to me. I think that we could acquire physical material things, we can do all of that stuff, but I want you to be loyal to me, that when I'm not in the room, you're speaking well of me. And that is respect again, and loyalty means that you will never harm, hurt, or affect me. So I think loyalty for me is the most, and that's what I told him when I met him. That's all I want.
Yeah.
And for you, what's your most important trait?
I would stay with loyalty too, because that's why when we talked, like the first fight was that one.
Okay. Establishing the rules, right? And for you?
No, I will also go with respect, because if you respect the person enough, that you'll definitely want to be loyal to them, and you want to love them, and you want to spend as much time with them as you possibly can. And that's one of the things that we try to do. With the nature of my job, I have to travel a lot, so I am out district a lot. But some days, instead of staying the night in a hotel, I run home and spend the night, and then I go back the next day, because I want to spend that quality time.
Okay. Agree or disagree? A successful relationship requires a 50-50 partnership. Agree? Disagree?
Disagree.
And tell me why, quickly. Yeah.
I just believe that it's not about balance. I mean, like sometimes I will give him more, sometimes he will give me more. I mean, I've been ill and he's had to give me the whole 100%, and I gave him nothing during those periods. So I think that it's giving your all in the moment when you can. But I can't give you 100% all the time, and he can't give me 100% all the time. Sometimes the kids will need the time, the work will need the time. That's just it.
Okay.
I don't think it's wise to measure. You just, as a husband, you do what you need to do. As a wife, you do what you need to do. Like she mentioned, is that if you're ill, do what you need to do. You have to be the husband. You have to be the doctor. You have to be the father. You have to be the maid in the house, the cook. You have to do everything. You cannot give. I don't think you should measure it any at all.
So you go to the next one.
He doesn't agree with us.
No, he's excited about the next one.
Women should accept that all men cheat.
Nope.
Can we just get a stronger answer here?
You want me to say that louder? No.
So that question is about maturity, okay?
Well, I still hear this. I still hear this.
That's immaturity.
Yeah.
That is the maturity, and that's whereby those kind of men have not developed love. All right, they come from families that are broken, or a father figure who was absent, or that kind of thing. And those are the things that I would like to see change in this country. That father figure to be more present, so he could share the love and give the love and develop future fathers. You know.
What's scary for me in that statement is that you have to understand that we are who we are in every stage of our life. We don't have split personalities. So if you can't be faithful to the woman or the relationship that you're in that you love, then how can you be faithful in your political life, in your church life, in your friendships, in everything? It crosses and transcends over each other. And I don't say that you may not have a failure at one point or something, but if you are only committed to saying that all men have to cheat, then the reality is that says that you are not ever going to be a decent human being. And that is an unfair thing, because we are made in the likeness of God who created us. And how can you say, how can you tell I am is what is in the Bible? I mean, going back, how can you say I am a cheater? I refuse to accept a condemnation of that nature for myself. I am amazing. I am beautiful. I am here to deliver. I can't be something less than I was created to be. So that to me is offensive, really, to be honest with you. If that's how people think. I mean.
How about this one? Happy wife, happy life.
Rule number one.
One relationship expert said that whenever the wife says anything, you just say yes. Yes. You
I said yes there.
And everything's going to be fine.
But doesn't that cut, I mean, if it's solely based on her needs, doesn't that take away from yours?
To an extent. The thing is that the saying says happy wife, happy life. But it should have said, happy wife, happy husband, happy life. It stopped at one point.
But a happy wife takes the needs of the husband into account. That's what I have found out. So basically,
True.
I
so maybe
don't fight it.
Happy wife and fair wife. All right, next one.
Yeah, married people should not confide or befriend the opposite sex.
I don't agree with that. What's wrong with the opposite sex?
I don't see nothing wrong with that either.
I think
It's
Anybody
just-
have a different perspective?
It's just that
so your security in your relationship, you understand whether
The trust.
and maturity goes back to
Maturity.
maturity, whether you trust that person,
Right.
that you know.
Yeah, because one of the things that I've found out is that, you know, before you were married, you had friends, and not because you got married you get rid of your friends. Some friends you will want, some friends you will keep around, some you will not because of probably their behavior and stuff like that. But you don't cut your friends off.
Yeah, but friends, but not friends with benefits, you know?
Yeah.
Of course.
They're just friends, you know.
Just friends, yeah. And nobody has a different perspective. Everybody's okay
I think it's
with
healthy.
Yeah.
It's healthy. I mean, how will you need to have a male perspective in your life. You need a female, I mean, men need a female perspective. Victor has really good female friends who, I mean, have become my friends now because they're in his life, you know? So I believe that it's healthy for him to have that. I think it's, you know what I mean? Like, they can help him buy gifts for me too, you know?
That's a great way to look at it, Deanne.
Likewise, I
Yeah.
have friends from before marriage and then good friends, and he was introduced to them and he became friends with them as well. So
All right, so we're moving to the final phase of School Us. When dating, and I'll have you start this one, Deanne. When dating, the ultimate deal breaker should be.
the deal breaker would like,
No way, don't progress, stop.
well, that would be if I would have found him cheating during that dating time or something that where I can't trust him,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Cheating across the board, any other deal breaker?
I think if I hear that he allows other people to disrespect me behind my back or even in front of me, because I believe that once you form a relationship that you're supposed to defend, rightfully defend, but I wouldn't want that, you know, a family member is saying something negative about me and he just sits there and allows it to occur, or a friend or who happens to be a friend. I believe that it comes back to the whole loyalty concept again.
Yeah.
Loyalty to me means that if you hear anybody saying anything, that you're supposed to jump in and not come and tell me about it later. Say what should be, and I do not allow that. I don't tolerate that. Behavior. I believe that you need to stop behaviors that are not acceptable.
When you get married, nobody tells you that. Finish the sentence.
That having children doesn't come without a manual.
Anybody else wants to finish the sentence?
They didn't tell you that marriage is like a cake. It's that it looks good on the picture, but if you don't mix the ingredient right, it will not come out like what the picture has.
I like that. I like that.
You get for eating.
Where is your brain today?
It's long. I'm so sorry. The time my partner made me feel great about myself was.
Jump in, anyone?
Deanne.
For me, it was when I lost 150 pounds and he looked at me and he said, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm cheating on my wife.
Nice one.
That's
Good.
when I'm nicely dressed to go out or so, and then he looks at me with that look and like, you know.
Yeah.
You want me to say? You want me to say?
I still got it.
Yeah. And he would say, not only with his eyes he says it, but he would say it with his words as well.
Nice.
But the men not answer like.
Okay.
But she don't answer. Do you see anything?
But
No, what make you
what
feel?
make
You feel great about
what she
yourself.
do to make you feel good about yourself?
There's one I can't share. But
Okay. Early morning.
The one moment was the day when we got married, when I saw her coming up.
That she showed up?
That she showed up that I look at this amazing, beautiful person coming to me and decide that today is the day I'll spend the rest of my life with you.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Good. He was crying when that was happening. He was crying.
I was.
You cried at your wedding?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. Who else cried at their wedding? Anybody else?
I cried, but I don't know what I don't know.
You don't
I
know why
cried
you
in
were
the second
crying?
because I got married in court first, and I was more angry then because he was at work and I kept calling him and telling him, come, we're at the courthouse, and the guy is saying, come, and he's not going to marry us today if you don't show up. And he was repairing a system, you know? So that was, and that, yeah, so I don't even know if I had any thoughts. I was like,
Okay, next one.
Love has taught me that.
Love has taught me.
It's
Love has
worth the
taught.
sacrifice to it.
It's worth the sacrifice.
Worth all the sacrifice.
It's not all a bed of roses. You gotta work for it.
Yeah.
Because roses, it is a bed of roses to an extent, but you have to remember, beautiful rose, it has a thorn. You just have to know how to pick it.
love has taught me that you can only love someone as much as you love yourself. So you have to practice self-care, self-love, and take care of you. Because you can't lose yourself to love.
Yeah.
Love has to embrace you and add to you, not take away.
For a marriage to endure, the most important ingredient is, tell us about that cake.
Eat it.
Hey, is it the sugar?
You have to use the right recipe, and you have to have the right products. So you don't have the right recipe, you don't have the right products. You have to know at what level to put the oven and all that. And once you got all that together, you make it.
Most important ingredient, Vic.
Well, the ingredient that I am still evolving is the awareness aspect. Awareness means being present in the moment. Like right now we are here, I'm aware about everything that's happening here. Sometimes people walk in life without being aware of what's happening. They're not in touch with the emotions or feelings of somebody else and so forth. So being aware and being present is very important. So when you reach home, you quickly get in tune with your spouse or your kids and find out quickly that first contact, what's going on. As soon as you find that, then you move on to the next step. So awareness, and your degree of awareness evolves as you practice yoga or meditation, those kind of things, that evolves and grows. So it's a growing process. It's just like Christianity and religion. You just start to grow and evolve. So that to me is a key ingredient, and all of us should practice something like that.
Nice. All right. So I'll let you be aware of the fact that we have a game that the men have to participate in, and we are tied, remember? So the pressure's on you now. Right? It's not 50-50 now. It's 100. It's 100% on you. And so Dwayne's gonna take you over. The game is called Lucky Charm. And go on over, guys. We'll have to separate you from your spouses temporarily.
Deon.
Just put those
your
mic
pocket.
packs in your pockets. And Dee, you can explain the game. It's not breakfast time, but
Well, it is.
On either side, guys. So, you're going to move the marshmallows from the plate here with the Lucky Charms. You're going to move the marshmallows from this plate to the next one. Simple.
Only
But,
5, they said.
huh?
Only 5.
Only 5?
Yes, that's what
But
I
you
heard.
cannot use your hands. Only your mouths.
No
That's
problem.
your skills now, right? So only your mouths to move the Lucky Charms from one plate to the next.
No, the marshmallows.
The marshmallows. The marshmallows. There are 5 marshmallows in each, all right?
5?
So yes, 5 marshmallows. There you go, 5 marshmallows. Aha, the white ones.
Okay,
The white
okay.
ones.
Mine's are in color though.
It's white and
The color ones.
Right? Aha.
Okay.
So 5 of them are going to move from one plate to the next. The person that moves it the fastest, remember you guys are tied. The one that moves over all 5 the fastest, that person wins. We have some amazing prizes for you to win, and of course, you know, the wives get to benefit from the prizes as well. All right, you know, for first place, you'll get a 2-night stay at a Mountain View Suite, courtesy of Sleeping Giant Resort. from Viva Belize. You'll get movie pass for 2 at Ramada Belize City Princess. 1 gift basket courtesy of Madisco, and then second prize, that gift basket for you wives, and then second prize would be a dinner for 2 at Seaview Restaurant at Ramada Belize City Princess. You get 2 cases of Belikin Lights from Belikin. You also get 1 special edition Mont Blanc emblem fragrance gift set for men, courtesy of Mirab. You also will get a couple manicure from Rocky's Salon Studios, and you get 1 heart-shaped 12-slice pizza, courtesy of Pizza Express. So both prizes are big, great, right? So, Rebecca, say, ready for play the game, guys?
Yeah.
Ready?
Let's go, let's
remember, you cannot use your hands; it's only your mouth. Why? You have 1 minute.
1 minute?
All right, 1
Okay.
minute. The challenge, 1 minute. And the time is set. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. 1 at a time. 4, 5. Yes.
All right.
You did. All right, so Deon, of course, won that. The Lucky Charm Challenge. That was great. We're going to take. It was good. It was good. You know, they fought. It was so close. The Lucky Charm Challenge. So Deon won first prize for he and his wife, and of course, second place goes to you. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more for our love session right here on Channel 5.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear and there's no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I will never do you wrong. Doubt in my mind where you belong. I go hungry, I go black and blue, and I go crawling down the avenue. No, there is nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. I Happy Valentine to everybody. I hope today goes well. And remember, love is every day. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. The winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. Nothing that I wouldn't do. I go to the ends of the earth for you, to make you feel my love, to make you feel my love. Thank you.
Jael, August, my gosh.
I think
girl.
we are all feeling the love here. Thank you
Yes,
so much. Beautiful performance there. I think, you know, when you hear a song like that, you start listening to the lyrics. I saw some of you whispering to each other. We won't ask what, and the mics were off, thank God.
Setting the mood.
Yeah. Is there a song that you found that like encapsulates the love you have for your partner, the love that you share? Have you found one?
Say it, say it, say it.
Let me see if you know it.
Ed Sheeran and John Lennon, those are the two.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran, the
Photograph or Perfect?
Perfect and the
I love me.
All of
Me
me.
from Chamberlain.
Yeah. What about you guys?
We just love soulful music. So
Yeah.
whatever soulful music come on, I mean not the modern day soulful music, the old school soulful music that really.
our wedding song was City, Whoever's Ido from
What does that
Marlyn.
mean?
Bookies.
That I Can't Live Without You.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what was your wedding
Yeah.
song?
Don't remember.
I love your honesty.
I was so caught up in the moment. I was not worried about a song.
Do you have a particular favorite memory of your wedding itself? The wedding day, yeah.
A good memory or a bad memory?
A good one? There were bad ones too?
I think I think so.
Well, I mean,
It was raining that day, and there was the earthquake. Yeah.
Yeah, there was an earthquake in Guatemala, so early in the morning, so we felt it here in Belize very heavily.
Tremors, yeah.
And then the day was, the rain was terrible, so I got a whole lot of phone calls. Yo, call that off, man. What are you doing? Why are you causing all this problem in Belize?
It didn't stop
And I
a
told
lot
him,
of
hey, it's a
people
blessing.
showed up
It's a blessing.
still,
Don't worry
though.
about it. It's
Yeah,
a blessing.
blessings.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
You were meant to have a memorable day.
And then we had our Bible boy. He was like forever late. I was early. She was early, but he was late.
Yeah.
Couldn't find his shoe.
You couldn't find your shoe.
The Bible boy couldn't
Oh.
find his shoe.
He got 20 shoes like Dwayne. It was not a problem. Grab my next shoe.
And he's open to more, just so you know. But I love that memory you shared before of her walking down the aisle. That's always one of the times I think that we hear people reflect on. Is it any different for you guys? One of the weddings, the court or the?
Well, the church wedding, I remember like walking down, and I think that the part that was really special to me was the fact that my parents are divorced, and my mom, she couldn't walk me, so I pushed her up in a wheelchair, and my dad walked next to me. It was the first time we had been that together thing. So
nice.
that was the thing for me, was the fact that they put aside their issues and was there together for me. I think that's why I cried, because I'd never had that moment, you know what I mean, where you had both of your parents. And that's why I believe in marriage so much, because I understand that divorce happens, but I really wanted, that was the touching part for me, honestly.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I don't want us to walk away and have people feel that marriage is easy or love is easy or relationships are easy, whatever you choose. Tell us about, you don't have to tell us the details of the challenge, but just a really hard time that you really reconsidered all the decisions you made and how you pushed past it.
Well, I could tell you that despite the fact that people say that children aren't affected by divorce, they are. I mean, little girls growing up who don't have a father, I mean, that was me. You don't feel that constant in your life. So so despite the fact that it's not like you don't have trust. It's just that you know that male figure in your life can leave or will leave. And so that creates an uncertainty from when you're young. So unlike a child who grows up in a nuclear family, which I never was, they don't have that anxiety to start their relationships with, right? So that was one of the things for me, is that I had to understand that he came from a nuclear family and he understood the value of a relationship and all of that. And so that, to me, was the hardest part for me, because I always had this thing, well, if it left, let left, you know what I mean? Like, yes. I never had that perpetual kind of thing. And so he's talking about the maturities that I had to become mature in understanding that just because you had something in your life, your situation does not determine your destination, and that you have to give every new relationship a new start, you know? Yeah. And I also have to realize that you have to choose someone with good values if you expect good outcomes. Yeah. A lot of us, we say, you know, we know we picked the wrong person, or the wrong person with the wrong attitude, the wrong ethics, the wrong morals, the wrong values, but yet you expected something different. Yeah. You can't get something different. You knew what the outcome would be. And so it comes back to another thing that we teach in business is ownership, accountability, and responsibility. You know what your outcomes will be from the decisions you make. Because your decisions create your actions, create your habits, create your consequences or your rewards. And so that is one of the things that people have to understand in marriage, any relationship, that just because you screw up doesn't mean you can't press restart and do it again. And that is where I think that a good marriage is where forgiveness, understanding, not acceptance or tolerance. I mean, it's about relationship. It's about understanding that I won't be perfect, you won't be perfect, but we want to be perfect together.
So is it really about having this sense of independence for yourself, or being independent for yourself, but then also knowing that, oh, you know what, having that dependency also on each other? It's about interdependence,
you know, because independence is about me. Yeah. You know, dependence is about me depending on you. Interdependence is when I am strong in me, you are strong in you, and we are great together. And we understand the role each person plays. Yeah. Dependence nor independence is good. It's interdependence, but interdependence cannot occur unless you've gotten independence, dependence, and then you arrive at interdependence. It's an evolution. But you have to be willing to do it, because if you're going to be independent and I could do this without you, it's not going to work.
Wow, that was a powerful lesson. How about you guys? Yeah. There had to be some major challenge that you really had to commit.
For me, the major challenge is looking at persons in my life and trying not to mirror what they did. Yeah. So that we can have the relationship that me and my wife have. For instance, I have one person in my life that I have mirrored who I tried to be is my grandfather. When my grandmother was alive, is that all my life seeing them, my 40 years of life on earth, I've never seen them show any regret against each other. It's always love with them. And so I try to use that. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, I have instances whereby that's not the case. So I don't look on those. I try to look on what benefits us. You do have your little ups and downs here and there, but you don't focus on that. And that's one of the things, is that a lot of persons like to focus on what happened back then. Mm-hmm. So if something happened a month ago and you dealt with that, then leave that there. Let it go. Then you move on. You cannot live in the past if you want a future.
That's true. Okay. No. And now we can understand what happens in your marriage counseling. That's some pretty good advice there. Yeah. You know, one of the things I remember, probably right here on the show it was mentioned, but someone talked about recognizing the fact that you won't have a perfect partner. Really, a perfect partner is a dream. They don't exist. No. But knowing that you have to identify particular core values that are important to you, that somebody else possessed, that you know you cannot live without. What would that be in your partner? What's a core value that they have within them that you just saw and said, I let's go? Deanne?
For one, his The personality, I think, where he's outgoing and he's very patient, right? And he's forgiving.
Yeah.
I think those are good qualities. I don't want to let go of those.
Yeah.
So,
Anybody?
No, I love her go-getting attitude, you know. If you say, I want to go ahead and do this, she's a go-getter, she'll go get it. I love that because sometimes, you know, like going to Russia was for me a dream, a childhood dream, going to World Cup, you know. I didn't put it in action or in plan. And once we had the communication, I told her that is my dream. She went gung-ho.
She said,
and
let's
I
do
said,
it.
This is it. And we just started to go towards it.
Wow.
Right?
And Deon?
Oh.
The Deons?
It's her attitude of planning. She's more the one that plans stuff, and then I look at the plan and I decide, hey, this is good. Let's go with it. When we bought our house and we had children, her finishing her education, it's just that the planning aspect of it is that.
You love that about her, yeah.
What I love about Victor is that no matter what crazy idea I come up with or anything that I want to do, I know that I have my wingman. You know, that he's going to support me. I mean, no matter how crazy, I mean, like, I have crazy ideas. Like, I would wake up in the middle of the night, I want to eat bread. Victor will go in the kitchen and I'll bake bread. I mean, or if I want to do something crazy, you know, like anything that I want to do, he will be there for me. I mean, and I know that categorically, like, I don't have to look behind and wonder if he's standing there or he's nearby. I just know, I could feel him. If somebody hurts me, he has more pain than I feel because I could see it in his eyes when somebody disrespects me. You should see how he looks. So I know that no matter what, I have my support, that he will bleed for me, die, whatever, he's there. And it's so good to know that I'm not alone anymore, you know? That is what I think I wanted in a relationship, knowing that I would never, ever be alone again. And that is what I have.
Sounds beautiful. All right, that's a great closing point.
It's like what they say, that you have to grow on each other.
Yeah.
So it makes it that it's difficult to be apart. When she was away studying, we make sure that every night at a certain time we would video chat.
Yeah.
During the day, I would send a little text, or she'd send a little text, that I could not go through the day without at least hearing something from her. You know, despite she was over there and I was here, but it felt empty. Just the fact that going home to an empty house, okay, nobody is here. But when I just getting a text or heard her voice, I felt good.
Wow. I know, I'm rendered speechless by this. You know, you hear the love that you guys have, and that's beautiful.
And I think that's great for viewers at home because they're getting different perspective as to, you know, how you make love endure in a relationship, how you make the longevity that you have. And it's interesting that, you know what, you guys come from different walks of life, you know, different perspectives. I think one is from Danguiga, one is from Belize, the other from Belize, the Benke, and you're seeing that all of these different, because honestly, it's our upbringing too, where we come from, and the values that we've developed over the years, you know, even from when our parents, what they taught us, and how you bring that into the relationship now, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's
those bus rides to Danriga was worth it.
And the hummingbird is so scenic too.
When we first started dating, it was scenic, but the road was terrible.
I can imagine. Yeah, but so it's nice. I think it's really nice.
Absolutely. Okay, we gotta get moving into our final. I know, clear your tears, right? The final game for today, ladies. You are now taking up the responsibility. See who's leading? They are, because it went from tiebreaker and you won that last one. And the producer's going to tell us how we play this one out, right? So this is called a gamble. And here's what the men are going to do. We are going to give your wives a category, and they're going to try to guess a certain number of items in this category, whether it's a brand or in total, right? You have to guess how much you think they can be able to come up with on the spot. So just put down a number. If you think that they can guess 5,
1 to 10 or
Whatever amount.
Whatever. Okay, so
okay.
let's say I give them the category of chocolate bars, right? You have to guess how many different types of chocolate bars you think they can guess. Without knowing the category too.
Without knowing the category?
Without knowing the category.
I know, that makes it harder. Can I at least give them the well, give some time to think.
Okay, all right. That's
Okay.
all right.
Just throw out a number. Who's closest to the actual number? Write it down so they don't know.
That's not fair.
It doesn't matter.
You have to know.
It doesn't, you don't
It's not
know.
fair to you.
No, but you
So that's the question?
No, that's not the question.
Okay, so it's not
And we're
chocolate
not
bars.
supposed to
Butter.
see or
It
not.
doesn't matter who wins.
So just
it's
guess
matter
a
of playing the
number.
game.
Play the game.
You're not
Any
supposed to see the
number, and
number.
she's not supposed to see it. And whoever guesses the number closest
Closest.
to the actual responses.
Okay.
That's why it's a gamble.
It's a gamble.
There are no securities here. I say it's a gamble. That's why there's no
No,
security.
I'm my favorite number, so I don't
Okay.
think it's
God, I don't know your favorite number.
You see, there's some things you don't know yet.
That's why you can have 20 more years together. Have you guessed the number?
Yeah, right, the number already.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So you chose category 1.
No, three.
3. So your category, and we're going to start off with you. You're going to list countries that start with a vowel.
Do I have a certain time or I just go? No.
You have
1 minute.
1 minute.
Oh my God. Countries that start with a vowel.
With a vowel.
Countries that start with a vowel. Let me tell you when the timer's up. Are we ready with the timer? And give me a countdown. And so, depending on the number, you can't scratch it out, right? Just so you know. Okay, good. We are ready for 1 minute. And they're gonna get that. Yeah, you're getting a couple extra minutes here to think them through.
Go ahead.
The pressure is on.
You want me to go?
No, not yet. That's not your category.
That's not your
That's something
category.
different.
Oh my God.
You'll get a different category.
All right, we're ready. 1 minute on the clock. Go.
Aruba, Argentina, America, Ecuador.
Think.
I think we're all like marking out letters by consonants right now, aren't we?
Angola.
Keep on going. We got
I'm
how much,
thinking, I'm blanked out.
how much time? I can't see the clock. Give me a warning when there's 10 seconds.
Done.
Done. And how many? How many were?
How many did she guess, Stephanie?
It was 5 or
5.
Was 5.
5 or
I don't
6?
know.
It was 5. All right.
5.
And you guessed
10.
10. That was a tough one. All right. So let's see who's closest.
Yes.
Let's see who's closest. So Deon, your category is
1, right?
yeah,
chose one,
category
right?
1.
Okay. Breakfast.
So you are guessing.
How many breakfast cereals can your partner name?
Can you name?
Can you name? How many can you name?
Breakfast cereal?
Breakfast
Cereals.
Yeah,
Oh,
cereals.
God, I would have cereal. People.
Okay. So you got your number there.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Wait, let me make sure. The clock's ready? Good to go. Let's go.
Lucky Charms, Kicks, Frosted Flakes, Puffs, Flintstones, the little wrong ones, the Toucan, Fruit Loops, Cinnamon Twirls, Oat Stirs, what other ones the boys like? Matthew likes cinnamon. Puffs, Cocoa Puffs. Well, Puffs is Cocoa Puffs, so that's 10.
And we're down to
And-
20 seconds. Is that 20? Okay.
New, what are they? Grainy ones that you like?
No, he can't tell you.
Grape nuts. Grape nuts, yeah, I think that's grape nuts.
And down to 7.
6, 5, 4,
Cornflakes,
3,
yeah. Tony
2,
Tiger cornflakes.
1. Done. That was what?
All
10?
right. And the total number she guessed was 8.
8.
All right. So, how much did you guess, Vic?
I don't know, she said 8, but I put 10 check marks.
Yeah, about
I
10,
think
right?
10.
About 10, yeah.
About 10.
I go with my producer with these games because
Yeah.
I don't get myself in trouble. Right?
You
You guys
can't,
said 11, which is
Because I know he got me
a
back.
difference of 3.
What's his
And you
number?
guys were a difference of
Of
5.
five.
So that means you guys get the score, get the points in this game. We're gonna get the final scores in just a bit, but let me tell you a bit about some of these prizes, right? So, the first prize, and this is where we say thank you to our partners who work with us because they're fantastic. They make sure that it is worth it for you to come here and play these games with us. The first prize is going to be a 2-night stay in the Mountain View Suite, including a romantic dinner at Sleeping Giant Resort, and that is courtesy Viva Belize. It also includes the mountaintop gazebo hike and rainforest horseback riding tour for 2. You also get a movie night, courtesy Ramada Belize City Princess, as you get 2 passes to 1 movie.
Yeah.
You also get a gift basket, courtesy of Madisco. As well, you'll be getting, no, second prize.
Yeah, second prize is a dinner for 2. A dinner for 2 at CV Restaurant at the Belize Ramada City Princess. 2 cases of Bellikin Light, courtesy of Bellikin. You also get 1 special edition Mont Blanc emblem fragrance gift set for men, courtesy of Mirab. A couple manicure, courtesy of Rocky's Salon Studio. And 1 heart-shaped 12-slice pizza from Pizza Express.
All right, and you're both walking away with red and white wine, courtesy of James and Brody's and Company. You get cupcake packages, courtesy of Custom Cupcakes Home Bakery.
Yes.
You get a gift package from Travelers Liquors.
A gift package from Grace Kennedy Belize Limited, a 4 wine and chocolate package, courtesy of Suncast. You also get 8 pairs of sunglasses.
I know, right?
Oh, wow, wow. Courtesy of Quartz Optical.
You get some sunglasses. Nice. All right, and some of we're giving some MVP prizes. So these are going to go to 1 couple. $150 gift certificate, courtesy of Riverside Tavern. 2 cases of Lighthouse, courtesy of Bellikin. Another special edition Mont Blanc emblem fragrance gift set for men, courtesy of Mirab. And a couple pedicure, courtesy of Lush Spa and Beauty. It's a whole lot of prizes. And we're going to find out who's going to win what in just a few. But as we get ready to wrap up our Valentine special, I do want to let you know, once again, thank you for coming on. It's so important that we share with the public people who are actually able to have share their personal experiences, their advice. I'm sure people at home are going, oh, it's not just us, we have those same problems, those same challenges, those same thoughts, and so we really appreciate it. But I do want to leave you with the opportunity to just share some advice. People are choosing at this time not to get married. Some people are struggling in their own marriages right now. What would be your advice to someone who's in a relationship or in a marriage about how to make the love endure?
You put God first in everything that you do. And you need to have that mindset that you have that commitment to each other. And it's just not when something goes wrong, you're ready to throw in the towel and give up. So you have to go back to that commitment that day when you got married, where you made those vows for better or worse till death do us part. So sometimes people will say, you know what, it's not working out and what's not and stuff like that. But if you put God first in everything that you do and remember those vows, you remember your commitment to each other, you communicate, those things should help in the relationship. And don't ready to give it up. You've worked a long time for it, so you keep on going strong.
Okay.
Let's continue with the Robinsons. Yeah.
I believe that one of the things I like to leave is that you have to know who you are as an individual. And you know that by going into marriage, it's a life journey. And both persons have to be willing to want to take that journey together. It's not a one-person journey, it's a journey for both parties. So if, when you're thinking about getting married, is that the young lady, as what counseling had started, is that young lady should ask the young man, what is your plan for life? You want to take me on a journey with you, but what is your plan for this journey? And if he does not have a plan for the journey, then they need to pause. But if you already have a plan for that particular journey of life together, then you move on with your journey. One thing that we need to remember is that in a marriage, we learn about each other every single day. We can be together 50 years, but in 50 years, every single day, we will keep learning about each other. It's a learning process. And as we are learning, that means we're supposed to be drawn closer together in love. So knowledge is key in keeping a relationship together.
Well, for me, it's practice forgiveness. And forgiveness does not mean you accept the behavior. For example, when we were recently married, I did not have the good behavior or the habit of calling and saying, I already reached Belmopan, I am in PG or wherever. You know, I would not give updates as to where I am and my whereabouts, right? Because of work-related things. And you basically get carried away with work and forget to do it. So that was, asked forgiveness for that behavior many times. But I had to correct the behavior. So basically, forgiveness, yes. But the other party has to remember it's a behavior that needs to be corrected. So you have to work on that behavior. So forgiveness, but knowing that you have to take corrective measures as well.
And I want to go back to what Deon said earlier in terms of letting it go. A lot of us say we want to be in a relationship, but we keep rehashing the past and throwing things back in each other's faces, and all we do is build up pain and hurt, and there will never be the trust there again. Once you have decided that the relationship is where you want to stay, I fully agree with him. Let it go. I will say what I don't like and what behavior I want change, and I don't even remember it after I'm done with it. And I understand that it's my personality profile and that everybody else is different, but the reality is that some of us hold on to anger and negativity as if there's some prize being given out for it. And there is no prize. The only prize you will gain is for the positivity, for you keeping that relationship solid, if that's what you truly want. And so, yes, I believe strongly in marriage, but I also believe that if you're in a bad relationship, which isn't healthy for you and is not giving you what you want, that you're not supposed to, yes, you try and you work, but at the end of the day, you have to understand when it's time to let go and walk away, because at the very end, I can only love you to the limit that I can love myself. And my self-care, without me being happy, I can't provide you with any security or any happiness either. And so we really need to work on our self-esteem. Fathers need to be more present in their children's lives. Mothers need to be more present in their children's lives and teach them what they should be expecting out of love, not what they want, what you should expect, because you can only expect what you put in at the end of the day. It's your effort, it's your energy. I want a lot of things, but I don't necessarily expect them if I don't walk the talk, do the things that make the difference, ask for forgiveness, change my behaviors as I go wrong. And so every so often we'll ask each other, am I still making you happy? What behaviors? Because I pick up new behaviors every day, and bad ones and good ones, So I need to ask, where am I going right? Where am I going wrong? And what do you want shifted and changed? Yeah. And it's important to all of us in the relationship, because right now, it's not only two of us, it's four of us in this relationship. So I can't segregate and say I don't have the children in, So we have to make sure that everybody feels loved, cared for, nurtured, and that people don't hang things over their head for the rest of their lives. Forgiveness.
I think one of the things that I'm hearing from you guys all day is that communication. That is key.
Definitely.
You can't, if you have something, don't bottle it up, don't hold it back. You need to be able to talk to your partner freely, and so that they can understand where you are, what's your mindset, That's the only way you're going to overcome it. If you can't be honest with each other and be able to talk about anything, it doesn't matter how sensitive the issue is, it won't work.
And when that's in life and in relationships, at the workplace, in friendships, in your parents,
everything.
it's everywhere, because we have to realize that relationships are built from you and I communicating and finding a common ground to move forward on.
All right.
I love it.
Great advice for anybody who is watching. We got to close off our game now as we quickly run out of
Just
time.
really mushy.
Mushy sounds bad.
He loves mushy, but you tell you that he likes it. He likes it.
You like mushy?
He likes his cereal soft.
So the game, right? That's what we're talking about. Can you believe it? It's still a tie. You started with a tie, and you're ending with a tie.
Wow. So we have to break it?
So we have to break it.
Of course we have to break it. Because we got some prizes to give away. And so we got a riddle.
Oh, God.
And here's how it goes. Whoever shouts out the correct answer first, right? Whoever will be the one who walks away with the top prize. So once I finish reading it, you can start guessing. Ready? So the riddle goes like this. Mary's mother had 4 daughters, May, June, July, and?
August.
Repeat that again.
Mary's mother had 4 daughters.
Mary.
You got it.
Oh my
Can
God.
I just tell you I couldn't guess it.
I couldn't guess it.
I didn't hear the first thing I was Mary.
She's like, Mary's mother. All right, so you guys get to walk away with the first prize, but you guys get quite a few good prizes as well, courtesy of our partners. We're so happy that you joined us here this morning. Thank you, thank you.
Well, we didn't expect prizes, so the reality is we're all winning right now.
Everybody's winning. Yes.
Thank you all for being here. We can now let you go so everybody can ask you even more probing questions during the course of the day. But we appreciate you taking the time.
It was
Thank you
fun.
so
It was
much.
absolutely fun. So
Yeah,
thank you for having us.
Thank you for spreading the love.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're reminding us of certain things too, because honestly, you asked us questions that I think will let us remember why we're in love and why we've stayed in love as well. It's a reinforcement, and so thanks for reinforcing our love for us today.
Love that. Okay, we got to go ahead and take our final break now. And when we come back, we'll have our wrap up. So stay tuned.